So Winfield did walk, and Compton's at the dish. 1-1. Here's a toss to Winfield over at first. The throw is low and not in time. One ball, one strike. Here's the lefty Compton at the dish. The pitch. And a fastball at the letters. It misses. 2-1 count. Kind of a small zone north to south today.
Yeah, it's been like that, but it has been consistent on both sides.
Another toss to first, not in time.
Ketuit, not a team that likes to steal. 8th in the league entering play.
Two-one count, still no outs with a runner on here in the home half of the third inning. And a fastball swung on and scorched over the head of the second baseman, Desero, and into right center field. There's a forehand pickup by Chapman. He comes up firing to third, and the lead runner will slide in safe over there as Winfield pulls up to third and Compton pulls up to first with a single.
It's been a lot of hard contact today in between the pop flies that Andrews has allowed.
Indiana University.
5th hit allowed. Kettleers offense on a torn pace right now. And they're coming back from a 3-1-1, 6-day, 5-game road trip. So this is their first time back in almost a week here at Lowell Park as Eric Luxus now takes a stroll out to the mound to have a chat with his pitcher. And they haven't missed a beat. I mean, inch by inch, the Kettleers have now found themselves tied at the top of not just the league, but specifically the West Division. I mean, this is almost a must-win for the Gatemen if they want to pertain their spot at the top of the West.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cotuit's also a team that likes to play the comeback spoiler. They've had 4 comeback wins over the last week or so. They won't have to do that here, obviously. They're up by a couple, but that's just the penchant of when a good team is playing baseball. It permeates throughout the organization, and right now Cotuit is riding that hot hand.
So the Kettleers will have 2 runners on. The corners are occupied. Lux is just having a chat with Andrews, who will stay out there. He's allowed 2 earned runs and 5 hits so far through just 2 innings of work. Still searching for his first out here in the bottom of the third. Devin Taylor digs in. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to the lefty. And the offer. Swing and a miss. Oh, 1. Spikes it in the dirt. 1-1 count. Andrews ready. First and third occupied, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. It's upstairs and outside. 2-1 count. Taylor's got 3 home runs this year. The 2-1 is down low to the back foot. 3-1 count. And now Andrews threatening his third walk in his past 4 at-bats. Three and 1. He kicks and fires. And a fastball is swung on and pulled hard, but foul down the right field line. He got all of that.
Yeah, that's nearly a mistake pitch there. He left the fastball up just a bit ahead of it.
So it's a full count, no outs. Devin Taylor battling. Andrews with 2 runners on, still looking for his first out. The pitch called, strike 3 at the knees. A great comeback at bat. It's Andrews' first strikeout of the afternoon, a backwards K. 1 away here in the third.
Great job changing eye level there. I think he realized that leaving a fastball up to Taylor was the wrong thing to do. So he went back to the bottom of the zone, and he caught the corner.
1 down. Still 2 ducks on the pond, and Matt Klein, who singled in his first at-bat, digs in. He led off that 2-run second inning with a single. And the first pitch is swung on and popped up right over home plate. Coming is Andrews. Gerald will call him off, but it's Andrews who makes the catch as he leaps backwards to find that one. Gets the job done himself for out number 2.
He said, I've got this, guys. Let me take my own pop fly. You don't typically see that. a pitcher doing it himself, but he was with that pop fly the whole way. I mean, Jacob Jarrell was like, "Are you going to lay off?" Or, "All right, I'll let you take it."
Well, Andrews does have the height advantage over his catcher, so he just reached up and took it himself. Back-to-back pitches to get outs here, which is big considering he gave up a walk and a single to start this inning. So still, the corner's occupied. Now with 2 down, Charles Davalon, who doubled in the second inning, will dig in. It's 2-0 Cotuit. They can add to it here. Andrews peeks to first, now sets on the first base side of the rubber. And the pitch to the lefty. He shows bunt and drops it down. It goes right back to Andrews. Picks it up, tosses to first in time to get out of the side scoreless. A big fight and out of the jam for Andrews. Leaves 2 stranded, and it's still 2-0 Cotuit as we head to the 4th on the Gatemen Baseball Network powered by Cape League TV.
I couldn't get out, so they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence. They had to pull the fence.
And an incredible guest for us today on the pod, in the words of the great Jason Stark, writer, broadcaster, and distinguished former major leaguer, Doug Glanville. Doug, it is terrific to have you on today.
So, any favorite ballparks that you visited while you were in the Cape?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to love Spillane Field with like the all dirt infield or whatever you had going there, the darkened dirt. Let me see. Well, I didn't like Bourne because one time I slid for a ball. I was doing that cool move where the ball's up against the fence and you slide around it and then pop up and throw. And then I slid and went through the fence. So my leg got caught in the fence and I couldn't do anything. I had to roll the ball to the right fielder and I couldn't get out. So they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence and to pull the fence.
Oh my God.
So that wasn't a good memory. So Bourne, the fog always rolled in there.
Murph Gray to start off this inning, and that could be a good sign as the Gatemen need to get a hit. They've been retired 8 in a row, haven't reached base since the first. So as we enter the top of the 4th, it's 2-0 Cotuit. Kyle Marchak with Ethan Eibe on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It's still a Wareham offense that's not been the same recently.
Yeah, Taylor C has been dialed in. Everything is working for him right now. He's gotten a lot of pop flies out as well today, and hopefully Murph can break that trend. He would be the guy to do it.
Murph Gray did start the game with a hit. Broke a 0 for 5 stretch. And when you're talking about being 0 for your last 5, that's probably pretty good. So the first pitch to Gray, and he swings at the first offer and pulls it foul.
And you have to say it like that because of how hot he has been lately. Multi-hit games in 8 of his last 10. Hitting .418 in that stretch.
.337 hitter. Good for 6th in the league in batting average, 2nd in the league in hits. He's got 32 knocks this year. So the right-handed bat out of Fresno State starts off the top of the 4th. Gatemen down 2-0. And the 0-1 deal from Taylor C. Swing and a line drive out to left field. Looking up is Compton at the wall, and that's all he can do is watch. Murph Gray with a solo shot, and the Gatemen are on the board with a leadoff bomb here in the 4th.
If there was anyone to break it, it would be Murph Gray. Absolutely tattooed that ball, and all they could do was wave it goodbye.
So Murph Gray tallies another RBI to a team-leading count. He's got 21 ribbies on the year, breaks the scoreless streak for the Gatemen here in the 4th. And how about Gray coming up big with his 5th home run of the year? He's now tied at the top of the leaderboards for the team with 5 big flies. One pitch makes all the difference when you've got power like Murph Gray. So it's 2-1 Cotuit. And now, with no outs, it's Reese Chapman to dig in. And a check swing, the curveball. He went around. So it's 0-1. Taylor C kicks and deals, and the 0-1 is swung on and hammered out to left center field. This one, the ballpark will hold it. Ranging over in the gap and making the grab is Davalon, the center fielder. One away, but two loud pieces of contact.
The Gatemen finally locking in here offensively.
Davidson.
Eli Putnam's got pop too. Got 3 home runs in the year. Hit his third, a long-awaited one at that, this past week. So with one away, here's the first pitch to the righty from Davidson, and he tips that one foul. Oh, 1 with one away. C sets, kicks, and pitches. And a fastball is a called strike. 0-2 with one away.
I'm picking the dog every time.
Top 4. And it's 2-1 Cotuit at the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. 2 down.
From West Virginia,
Second strikeout for Taylor C today.
Sam White.
And with 2 down here in the top of the 4th, it's Sam White, who's 0 for 1. Scorched a ball to center, hitless in one try. First pitch to the lefty out of West Virginia. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front on a back foot slider. It's 0-1. Gatemen with 3 hits today. But all the runs coming in on one swing as Murph Gray just tallied his 5th home run of the year. 0-1 deal to White. And a heater way upstairs and outside. It clocks in at 93 for ball 1. Cotuit played both of their runs back in the 2nd. 0-1, swinging a grounder right side of the infield, a sliding stop at the first baseman Thatch. Throw to first, and it squibs into foul territory. Staying there is Sam White. He'll be safe. We'll see what they score it. But a good effort from Sam White to reach base with 2 away.
That's just a tough play there for the first baseman. Thatch made a great effort just to get to that ball and spin, make the throw. Pitcher was covering. It was just a bit wide to the right.
And they're going to call that one an error. So an E3. But Sam White on first, and now Nate Early, who's 0 for 1, will dig in. Gatemen were down 2-0 coming into this inning. They'd been out-hit by Cotuit 5-2. Solo shot from Murph Gray to start this inning makes it a 1-run ball game. Another toss to first. It's not in time. And now they have another base runner to work with here. On the E3, Sam White stands on first with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Early, 3 for his last 4, and the pitch caught on and missed. Way early on the changeup, it's 0-1. The pitch, spiked in the dirt. Sam White's going to go. The toss over to second is high and into center field. Tipping it off the glove of the shortstop, Becerra, who had to leap over Sam White. And I think his foot made a contact with Sam White as he slid in foot first. We'll call it a stolen base for White. So it's a runner on second. And now a 1-1 count with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Righty on lefty. And a runner on second for the Gatemen. The pitch. And a curveball is upstairs and outside. Now, Nate Early hasn't had a lot of chances to plate runs. When they put him in the order, he's usually towards the bottom. But he's been a consistent hitter. 296 hitter through 18 games. 2-1, and a fastball's called a strike. So, believe it or not, just 1 run batted in for Early this year. It was his solo home run.
Yeah, it was only himself. That was about 3 weeks ago now. So hopefully he can come through here with this opportunity to tie up the ball game.
And that does just not reflect how good a hitter he is. He's been worthy of driving in a ton of runs. Here's the 2-2. And he swings and skies one deep and fouled on the left field line.
Definitely. And he's been working his tail off in the cages before and after ball games. Made a lot of adjustments this summer.
I mean, he straight up just does not step up to the dish with runners on, let alone in scoring position. But this is the opportunity here with 2 away. Sam White on second, 2 down, top 4. Taylor C. delivers, and a fastball swung on and scorched into the mitt of the first baseman Thatch. A heartbreaking line out to end the inning, but Murph Gray, with his 5th home run of the year, makes it a 1-run ball game. It's 2-1 Cotuit, bottom 4 coming at you from Lowell Park on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
PC is a Massachusetts-based leading-edge real estate closing, title, settlement, and personal injury and litigation law firm. Our clients trust us to provide the most comprehensive real estate closing and litigation services in Massachusetts. Our full network of closing and settlement attorneys, agencies, and litigators have expanded throughout New England and beyond. We deliver on that trust and reliance by offering the best professional prompt assistance, advanced technology, and state-of-the-art closing services in the real estate law and litigation business today. Our commitment to excellence, honest reputation, and tradition of aggressive representation to provide quality legal services is what we will continue to demonstrate at Sync Law. We believe and will prove that successfully addressing client needs requires more than just knowledge of the law. It requires a mastery of good representation and an attitude to finalize every transaction to my client's satisfaction. Live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law.
Back to action on the Gatemen Baseball Network as we head to the bottom of the 4th, and the Gatemen look to maintain a 2-1 deficit. They came into this previous inning down 2-0, but Murph Gray hit his 5th home run of the year, makes it a 1-run ball game. It feels like with one swing, the Gatemen with a breath of life back in it.
Yeah, they needed that badly. Murph just destroying an 0-1 fastball over the left field fence, and hopefully this signifies a shift in this Gatemen offense that's been sputtering over the last ball game and change.
Yeah, had their lowest scoring contest of the year, produced just 1 run in their loss 2 days ago on 5 hits to Yarmouth Dennis. And now, in probably their biggest contest of the year, they do have 3 hits to their credit, just 1 run to show for it as we are almost midway through this contest. The biggest contest because Wareham and Cotuit, same record, tied for the best team in the league, tied for the top spot in the West Division. Whoever comes out unscathed today will own sole possession of first place, which the Gatemen have had pretty much all year. But the Kettleers have now caught up, and right now they have a 1-run lead. Bottom 4, first batter, Timo Becerra, the 7-hole hitter. And the shortstop watches a curveball spin outside. Heath Andrews in his 4th inning of work, in a start that has been up and down. He turns, and the 1-0 deal to Becerra. It's bounced in the dirt again, 2-0 count.
Gatemen have led the division for over the last 3 weeks, and they've never actually led it by more than just a couple of ball games. So it's always been a close battle here.
And that's why I say finally. Like, finally, Cotuit is caught up. I mean, you're going to have good teams go on 2-3 game bad stretches. It's just finally happened in a stretch where Cotuit was winning. Here's the 2-0 to Becerra. And a front door curveball sneaks in there for strike 1. So both teams at 17, 9-1. By technicality, Cotuit leads in run differential. The 2-1, a fastball in there for strike 2. A plus 27 run differential for Cotuit, just plus 11 for Wareham. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes as the umpire calls time. Eye contact wasn't there.
It's not hard. Look at this.
So Becerra digs back in. He's an 0-1 hitter today, and he swings at the 2-2. It's a chopper hugging the line. It squibs, just foul the third base bag. Murph Gray let that 1-0 late it to foul territory. Smart play from him.
Definitely a smart play. That was about as high a chopper as you'll see, and some great speed over there for the Cotuit base runner. Gray just watching that ball trickle foul.
Could have been another dinky infield hit. Instead, Murph Gray just ushered it out of play. So it remains a 2-2 count. It's the first batter of the bottom of the 4th. Cotuit plated both their runs on 3 hits and a walk. It was a 2 RBI single from Jared Advincula back in the 2nd. Advincula is on deck here. 2-2 pitch to Becerra on the way. Swing and a hard grounder out to short. Charging with a backhand grab is Jimenez. Crossbody throw is in time over at first. Nice play by the Central Floridian for out number 1.
That's indicative of how hard Jimenez has worked on his defense this summer. Terrific play, ranging in the hole and then getting enough power behind that throw off balance to get it to first like he did there.
So a smooth out number one, and it turns it over to the best hitter in the league. And of course, he just slapped one over the third baseman's head for that first hit. And now he swings at the first pitch, and Advincula deposits a single into center field. What's new?
It's instantaneous offense with this guy. He's only seen 2 pitches today, and he's got a couple of hits.
Singled on an opposite field slapper into left field to produce 2 runs, and now with 1 out and the base is empty, just smacks one into center. 2 pitches, 2 singles. Advincula is a pure contact hitter. You and I have made those major league comps, but we'll ignore him for a second and dial in a Nolan Naraki at the dish. He's 0 for 0. He walked his first time up, and a first pitch curveball's outside. We could name the list. I don't want to go too crazy, but in terms of style of hitting, Tony Gwynn. In today's environment, Luis Ariz, and the list goes on.
Definitely agree.
1-0. Andrews ready in the pitch. Slider in there, strike 1.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Looks like a guy who can run as well, but he's only got 2 stolen bases this summer.
And not a big base stealing team, 8th in the league. Their team leader only has 5. It's Nate Hall, who isn't in the lineup today. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Bottom of the 4th, it's 2-1 Ketuit. And an insurance run over on first. Pitch to Naraki. He spits on that one low. Ball 2 with 1 strike. Two-one count. Andrews ready. And Vincula dancing over at first. Here's the slide step delivery, and he pulls a fastball glove side. It's outside for ball 3. Three-one with 1 away. Ball and glove set at the belt. Deep breath and a pitch. A curveball runs upstairs, and it's a walk. Free pass number 3 allowed by Andrews today. And now 2 runners on with 1 down.
Number 30, Tanner Thatch.
Second time walking for Naraki as he turns it over to the top of the order. First and second are occupied for the leadoff hitter Tanner Thatch, who's 0 for 2.
And that's the power of having this lineup configured as it is. Vincula getting on and then setting the table for the biggest power guy they've got.
Second most homers in the league. He's got 8 big flies. First pitch to the lefty, and it's upstairs and outside. Now this is a threatening at-bat. One ball, no strike. The slide step delivery. Back foot slider. It's in there. 1-1. One out. 2-1 score. Ketuit leads at home here. Bottom of the 4th. Andrews is ready. Kicks and now tosses to second just to check on Advincula over there. Nothing doing. One offer. Double take the second. Now the pitch to Holmes. Swing and a miss. Tight slider for strike 2. Thatch digs back in with an open stance and a couple of circles of the bat. He's ready. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andrews, a deep breath. And the proposition. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high heat at 92. It's his second strikeout of the afternoon, and it comes in a big way for out number 2 here in the 4th.
Well, Andrews had a reason to be careful to Tanner Thatch, and maybe the confidence busted a little bit with the 3 walks today, but that's a nice challenge pitch there. Up in the zone, getting a guy like Thatch to chase is not easy, and he did that.
So Ketuit's last shot at insurance runs here comes in the form of Easton Winfield. Double and a walk for him today with 2 down and 2 runners on. The pitch to the lefty. Swing and a miss. Foul tip on a curveball. Strike 1. Now Winfield smacked the ball over the left fielder's head, opposite field his first time up. It's good for his third double of the year. No home runs to his credit. Oh and 1 with 2 down. Andrews stands tall. 3 takes to second, now the pitch. Swing and a line drive. It's over the shortstop's head and into left center field. Rolls into the glove of White. Rounding third. White tosses the ball in. It ricochets into the glove of the cutoff man. Now it bobs away from Murph Gray, and 2 runs will score. 2 out, 2 RBI double for Winfield, who cashes in. It is now 4-1 Cotuit on their 7th hit of the afternoon.
Just left that off-speed pitch up to Winfield, who's already got a double today. He adds his second. That ball in left field was bobbled by Sam White, and an incredibly aggressive send from Mike Roberts, who's coaching third base for Cotuit, to bring home to Rocky, who scored from first base on that play. The throw-in was a bit offline. Murph Gray had to go over and get to it. The cutoff man was missed. Never corralled it in time for a throw home.
So with 2 away, I think that is going to be Heath Andrews' day. Eric Lux is coming out with 2 outs, with 2 runners on. It was a double off the bat of Winfield to end Heath Andrews' afternoon in the office. Bottom 4, and it's 4-1 Cotuit as they re-extend their lead. They're up by 3. We'll step away for a moment, come back with a new pitcher's name and a pitching change here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
4-1 Cotuit. As Zane Coppersmith out of Stetson, the righty, will make his 5th appearance out of the bullpen. First arm from the bullpen for the Gatemen today. 4 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 hits to the tune of a 2.25 ERA. Looking to clean up this mess here. After a 2-run knock off the bat of Easton Winfield, he ends the starter's day. Heath Andrews' line, although he is responsible for the run on second. 3 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs.
Coppersmith's been a nice addition to this Gatemen bullpen. He's been with the team for the last couple of weeks. Didn't allow an earned run until his last start at Orleans 3 days ago.
So he's got that runner on second who just drove in 2 runs to re-extend the lead of the Cotuit Kettleers, who lead it 4-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Coppersmith will face Brandon Compton with a runner on second. Righty on lefty, first pitch to the Arizona State product. And the offer. Fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Coppersmith, pretty much an inning at a time. 4 appearances, 5 innings to his credit. He sets at the belt, and the 0-1 deal to the lefty. Another fastball right down Broadway, 0-2. So 2 hits in this inning, the second one the biggest. as Winfield stands on second after making it a 3-run ball game. Cotuit's biggest lead today, just shy of the midway point of this contest. Coppersmith's 0-2, and it's tipped foul. Brandon Compton today, 1 for 2. He lined out to right field and then came back with a single in the third. Was left on base. Crowd on the plate. The lefty righty as Coppersmith sets at the belt. And the righty from Stetson kicks and deals the 0-2. Swing and a hammer out to right center field. Given a look at the track and making a striding grab is Chapman to track that loud out down. But it's a 2-run knock with an error and a single to the credit of Easton Winfield. It's now 4-1 Cotuit on 7 hits from the Kettleers. We'll see if the Gatemen can offer a comeback as they go into the top of the 5th here at Lowell Park and the Gatemen Baseball Network powered by Cape League TV.
Jesse Simmons.
I'm Sam White.
And this is Catching Up with the Gatemen. All right, Mr. Sam White.
Yes, sir.
West Virginia Mountaineers catcher infielder. It's good to have you today. Thank you for jumping on with me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And so you had the chance to play for the Canadian Junior National Team.
I did.
Tell me a little bit about that and, you know, being able to represent your country and where your hometown, not only in your country, but now in the U.S. at a Power 5 school and here in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest honor I've ever had. I mean, representing Canada, I played Team USA, played Team Japan, Chinese Taipei, all that stuff. And I mean, like, that's the biggest honor you can have. I mean, every rep that I put in, you know, that was basically for my country.
Hockey.
Yes.
Was that your first love before baseball? You got drafted at one point, had a chance to maybe take a pro hockey career and go that way, but now you're at baseball. What was that like? And give me a little something about that hockey.
Yeah, I mean, hockey, like that's where I met kind of my lifelong friends. I mean,
yeah,
like obviously growing up in Canada, hockey is the sport that everyone plays. It was my first love. I mean, I started playing when I was 5 or 6 years old, like a couple years before I started playing baseball. And yeah, up until I was probably 13 or 14 years old, I was gonna go to the NHL, and that's what that's what I would tell myself.
Easton Winfield adds some insurance to the Cotuit Kettleers' lead. Just a half inning ago in the bottom of the 4th, there was a 2-run knock with a single and an error. So, Kettleers, 4-1 advantage against Wareham, 2 of the best teams in the West Division. Whoever wins this comes out unscathed with sole possession of first. Meanwhile, here's the first pitch to Jacob Jarrell, a called strike. Jarrell 0 for 1 today as the Kettleers lead it by 3, just shy of midway through this contest. And Taylor C. in his Cape League debut is cruising in his start for the Cotuit Kettleers. The 0-1 righty on righty, swing and a fastball popped up to shallow right center. Ambling under it with the left-hand leather, Davalon makes the snag. 2 pitches, 1 out, and that is the story of the Gatemen offense today. 3 hits, just 1 run to show for it, Ethan.
Yeah, it's been a fly-out driven game for the Gatemen. Though they did get a home run in the previous inning by Murph Gray, you'd hope that would spark something, but on the other side of the ball, it's been just as tough. Unfortunately, Heath Andrews didn't have his most clean start, and that's just the power of this high-contact Cotuit order. It gave him fits. You leave balls up in the zone, and they're going to make you pay for it. That's exactly what they did today.
Colby Turner hitless in 1 try. Grounded out to third. First pitch to the righty from Michigan. It's a slider front door for strike 1. Murph Gray with a solo home run in the 4th. He is the only run produced for the Gatemen offense today. C toes the first base side of the rubber, kicks and deals, and a fastball's low. 1-1 count to Turner here. 7 hits sprayed throughout pretty much every inning for Cotuit today. An offense that is now caught up statistically to Wareham. 267 team average for Cotuit. They lead the league. But the 1-1 to Wareham's Colby Turner. And a fastball painted like Picasso on the outside edge, knee high. It's a 1-2 count, second batter of the 5th here. Turner ready with a high-handed stance as he crowds from the right side. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a chopper at 3 hops into the middle of the body. Third baseman Naraki tossed to first is low but scooped out on a split from Thatch. Nice defensive effort, and there's 2 away.
Fortunately, Gatemen just haven't seen production from the bottom of the order today. 7, 8, 9 spots of early Gerald and Turner are combined 0 for 6.
That's 3 straight retired once again from Taylor C., who resets a rhythm that he had through a majority of the early parts of this ball game until Murph Gray hit that homer to start the 4th. So back to the top of the order, it's Johan Dessereau, the left-handed bat from Stetson. First pitch, swinging a line drive, pulled foul down the first base line. Dessereau today, 1 for 2, a single, and then he flew out to right field in the 3rd. Gatemen have only left 3 runners on base today, but they've struggled to get on base. Only 6 have seen first base today. 0-1. Swinging a line drive, scorched up the middle, and it leaks into center field for a base knock. Johan Dessereau rounds first and stops there. It's a 2-out single, his second hit of the afternoon.
Nice job there by Dessereau. You know he squared that ball up. He sent it right back up the middle.
2 for 3 day out of him. Guy who's a 304 hitter on the season coming into this contest. And with that, Matt Klein's going to go stroll out to the bump and have a chat with his pitcher, who otherwise has been cruising today. 2 away, top of the 5th. And Antonio Jimenez will be the next batter here. Jimenez, 0 for 2, fielder's choice, and then a strikeout in the 3rd. 4-1 Cotuit. They've got 7 hits today. Meanwhile, Johan Dessereau just cashed in with Wareham's 4th hit of the afternoon. He's got 2 of them to his credit. The other 2 hits, a single for Murph Gray and then a home run for Murph Gray. No one else has a knock for the Gatemen this afternoon. It's just the top of the order powering this offense. Jimenez looks to join in as the 2-hole hitter. Got a runner on first with 2 away here, top 5. Gatemen down 3. Taylor C. will first toss the ball over to first, and he sees Johan Dessereau back. Nothing doing there as he resets. Jimenez tied with a team lead for most homers as he swings at the second pitch and pops a blooper out to right center and ranging back for a forehand grab over the shoulder as Advincula, the second baseman, for out number 3. That retires the side as the Gatemen leave 1 stranded and are retired in 4 batters. They're down 4-1 as we head to the midway point of this contest. It's 4-1 Cotuit on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Welcome into our second edition of the Wareham Walk-Off. I'm Kyle Marchak, joined by an infielder for the Wareham Gatemen, Antonio Jimenez. You ready to roll?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, your new commitment. You're going to UCF now. Did that commitment come about?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to go somewhere where basically I had a good relationship with the coach, and it's always nice to stay home near my family. You know, it's only like 3 hours away, so I felt like I had a good connection with the coach. Just wanted like a nice fresh start, and you know, I'm just super excited for the new opportunity.
Well, we've got Mike Mobbs over there, barefoot, mowing the lawn right now. You said he's a very down-to-earth guy. He's the hitting coach for the Gatemen. Is he a part of why you went to Wareham, too?
Yes, for sure. I mean, once I got the call up here, one of my guys, Dorian Gonzalez, that played for here last year, he said, Dan, you need to go up to Wareham, and they're going to get you a lot better. Ever since I've been here, I mean, he's literally mowing the lawn right now, barefoot.
Yeah, can we get a shot of that real quick? Look at him. Inspirational.
He just leads by example, and I can't ask for a better coach. Like, he's taught us everything that we know, and like, he literally just wants us to win, and we're all just bought in on winning. And
yeah.
You know,
well, it must be working. You're on a 7-game on-base streak right now. So how have the coaches developed you as a hitter?
Yeah, man. They just told me to just be a little bit, have a better approach. I feel like I'm getting better out here every single day, getting more comfortable with them.
Let's wrap it up with this. The end goal. What do we need to know about Antonio Jimenez going forward?
Antonio Jimenez, I mean, just being the same guy every single day, getting better, like not only as a player, but as a person. Right now, my focus is on today. We have a big game today. We're trying to build off that momentum from last game, bring it on to this game against Bourne, so we're just super excited to play.
We'll catch you guys in our next edition of the Wareham Walk-Off.
Leading off for the Kettleers.
Midway through the contest, bottom 5th coming at you from Cotuit. And to take you the rest of the way, it is the one, it is the only Ethan Eibe.
Well, thank you very much, Kyle Marchak. Terrific job today, as always. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning from Lowell Park in Cotuit, and it's a 4-1 Kettleers advantage over the Gatemen. Zane Coppersmith, the right-hander, back on the hill. He deals with Devin Taylor. And the first pitch, high strike called. Taylor to this point 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Coppersmith relieved Heath Andrews in the previous inning and got the final out to get out of that jam. High swing and a miss. Taylor chasing it. It's 0-2. Ket's adding on 2 more in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stranded a runner as well. Easton Winfield's had himself a nice day. 0-2 deal. Driven in the air out towards left field. A sky-high fly ball sends Sam White back to the wall, and he makes the catch. Just shy of the track for out number 1.
Well, we've seen a lot of that today. Loud contact or just base hits. I mean, 7 for him for Cotuit.
Great team, the catcher.
So the final line on Heath Andrews, the NC State freshman, 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs allowed, 3 of them earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Coppersmith deals with Matt Klein, the Kettleers catcher now. And he watches a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Bases empty, 1 away, 4-1 Cotuit in the last of the 5th. Right-hander peers in for the sign from Gerald, the 0-1 deal. Back-to-back curveballs and another called strike. Defense still the same for the Gatemen. White, Chapman, Turner across the outfield. Gray, Jimenez, Desero, and Putnam third to first with Gerald behind the dish as this one sent the other way down the left field line and tailing foul. It's an 0-2 pitch. Klein put an excellent swing on it. Just couldn't keep it between the lines.
I've never seen so much opposite field contact. I mean, between Advincula and the way he can just slap a ball hard the other way, and then we've seen several other pieces of hard contact. Easton Winfield, I mean, and Brandon Compton, I mean, he lined it all the way to the track earlier today.
There's a reason why the Kets now lead the league in batting average. They have contact guys up and down the order, of course, a couple of pop guys as well, but it's the consistency that has carried this offense to a nice clip over these last 10 games. They've won 7 out of their last 10. Now tied with the Gatemen atop the Cape League West as the 0-2 again fought off. Really jammed Klein there as that line drive went to the foot of the on-deck batter, Davelin.
Man, his hands are quick. I think last second he realized it was a strike. He's like, all right, let me just foul this thing off then.
Lefty at the plate against the righty on the mound. Coppersmith's 0-2. Misses down and in the breaking ball. Klein tonight 1 for 2. About 6:30 here in Cotuit. The 1-2 really left the hand early of Coppersmith that time. It missed way up high. 2-2 now to Klein. Righty deals and served the other way down the left field line. Once again foul. Klein putting up a nice battle here against Coppersmith.
Just flicks it. On the outside edge, he was late to it and just flicked it 300 feet down the left field line.
Ready to roll, the 2-2. Line drive, third base side, and once again foul. Right over the head of Murph Gray. Again, opposite field tendencies for Klein. He just couldn't keep that one fair.
These are all barrels, by the way.
Yes. Hard hit balls on all of these foul ones. Quite an at-bat brewing here. Pitch number 9 coming. And once again, a roller foul. And Mike Roberts there to snare it. The Kettleers manager and third base coach. No glove necessary. He's got it down pat.
Just snagged it. Right through the wickets.
10th pitch of the at-bat on 2-2. Roped right side and through. A base hit to right field.
Hey, now we go. Here we go.
What an at-bat for Matt Klein. Singling right past the first baseman Eli Putnam. A one-out knock for the Kets.
I mean, that dude, if he meets qualification standards, he'll be another threat as a batting average leader.
341 hitter entering play. Boosting that now with a 2 for 3 day. So 1 out, a man on first for Charles Davelin out of Arkansas. The Kettleers center fielder 1 for 2 today. He doubled and scored in the second. Coppersmith looking for that ground ball double play. His first delivery misses up for ball 1. 4-1 Kettleers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They scored twice in the second and in the 4th. Only run for the Gatemen today, a Murph Gray solo shot. That was back in the top of the 4th inning. Righty deals and fouled back. 1-1 to Davelin. Shade covering most of the left side of the infield, a little bit down the left field line as well. The entire pitcher's mound in that third base area out of the sunlight. Sun setting down the left field line here in the early evening in Cotuit. A pickoff play to first, runners back. And a decent crowd here, as always, at Lowell Park. Easily over the 1,000 mark here today. Not much of a lead to speak of for Klein at first base, just a step off the bag. The 1-1 sails up and out of the zone to the left-handed batter. It's 2-1. Ryan Smythe giving the bullpen the leash for the rest of this ball game, a bullpen that has been so solid for the Gatemen all season long as they look to keep this deficit at 3. 2-1 misses up and inside. A 3-1 count now.
Well, this is just not a situation you want to be in. We've seen a ton of 3-ball counts today. Fastballs that are just missing off each side of the plate.
Lefty at the plate against the righty on the mound. Coppersmith misses outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Coppersmith today, and now first and second with one gone.
The shortstop, number 12, Timo Becerra.
Fourth free pass of the game for Gatemen
12.
pitching. And before Timo Becerra steps in, Jacob Jarrell, the Gatemen catcher, out to visit Coppersmith.
Yeah, I mean, just a chance to slow him down a little bit. Coppersmith, the guy who finished last inning, only really pitches an inning at a time. And, I mean, this is about his threshold we're coming at here. You know, he's a full-effort pitcher, but this is a pitching staff that's just struggled with a free pass all year long, too.
Gatemen still leading the league in walks allowed. 8th in the league, 119 issued this year. As Becerra steps into the right-handed box, 2 on and 1 away. A 4-1 Ketts lead here in the last of the 5th. First offering. Misses down for ball 1. Big opportunity for the Kettleers here to expand their lead. They've won 2 out of the 3 matchups against the Gatemen this season. Winner of this ballgame stands alone at the top of the Cape League West Division. Coppersmith looking at second, and the righty comes home. Swung on and popped up, heading foul behind home plate. It'll reach the stands. Becerra over 2, a couple of ground ball outs. Righty on righty. It's Klein at second, Davelin at first. Only 1 away here in the 5th inning. Infield at double play depth. Coppersmith twirls it home. Pulled towards third, on the ground for Gray. He'll go to second for 1. Desiro's turn, a low throw. Putnam can't dig it out. Becerra reaches on the fielder's choice. They do cut down Charles Davelin at second, but now runners on the corners with 2 gone for Jaron Advincula. That's a play that you got to make if you're Putnam.
Yeah, you just got to. I mean, Putnam struggled a little bit defensively over at first. It's a hard throw, but a tough pick to make.
Granted, a low throw from Desiro made his job more difficult, but now you have to deal with the Cape League's best contact hitter. Advincula has already cashed in today. He's seen 2 pitches. He's got 2 base hits. The first drove in a pair back in the 2nd inning. He singled and scored in the 4th. Kettleers up 4-1, 2 gone in the 5th, and runners on 1st and 3rd. Coppersmith's toughest assignment set to begin. The first deal in the dirt for ball 1. Nice stop there to smother it for Jacob Jarrell. It's Becerra at first, Klein at 3rd. Coppersmith looking to hang the 0 here in the 5th inning, keep this game a 3-run ball game. Before the 1-0, pickoff at first, Becerra back. Coppersmith, the right-hander, out of Stetson. Only 1 earned run allowed this year in his 5th appearance. Looking to keep it that way. But Advincula, a Kula customer as they come. The pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Murph Gray ranging over towards the stands, runs out of room.
Here we go.
Lands in the walkway of the mahogany wooden stands. Really the nicest grandstands in the entire Cape League, if I have to say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, usually you see wooden grandstands and you think, ugh, splinters. But no, this is just a very well-kept ballpark with a, you know, nice finish to all of the wooden features here. It's beautiful.
A classic feel. About as pure as you'll find in the Cape League. Advincula taking a second here to get back in the stands. I think he was confirming the count with the home plate umpire. They do lock in that it's a 1-1 count. First and third, 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Kettleers up 4-1, looking for more. Coppersmith looking for the out. He deals. Breaking ball just elevated. 2-1.
I'm surprised he spat on that. It was barely a ball. That's something that's staying up there, and Advincula, with his hand speed, he'll turn around on pretty much anything.
2-1 coming. Runner goes for second. Pitch is a called strike inside. No throw down from Gerald. Becerra swipes second. So that removes the potential force out at second base. 2 runners in scoring position for Cotuit now with 2 away. Becerra at second, Klein at third. A 2-2 count to Jaron Advincula, who's already got a couple of hits today. He finds the outfield grass, who could score 2 more. Coppersmith deals. And a pop fly out to shallow left field. Gray going out, Jimenez as well, calling him off, and Jimenez reins it in for out number 3. Huge out there for Coppersmith. He retires Advincula to end the threat. A couple stranded here for Cotuit in the 5th inning. It sends us to the top of the 6th. Still a 4-1 Ketts lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Let's wind the clock back to those times. You were a pitcher at Wright State. Now tell me how you got the opportunity to go to Wareham and what that time was like for you.
Well, I had gone out for the Pan American team in '91 just to kind of get my face and name out there nationally. And I made the first couple of rounds of cuts. So all of a sudden, people started to take notice. When I was fighting, I wasn't going to make the team. I was a freshman coming out of Wright State. Opened some eyes, but wasn't ultimately going to make the team. So when I get cut, I get a call from Alaska. The 2 top leagues, the number 1 was Cape Cod, and then the Alaskan League was a really good league too. But those were the 2 big ones. I got a call from Alaska. I got a couple calls from the Cape. I got a call from Wareham, and they said, we have a kid that's going back home, and would you be interested? I mean, they didn't even have to finish their sentence, and I was like, I'm packing. I'll be there as soon as I can get my 85 Ford Tempo on the road and up there. So,
did you enjoy that clip? Well, you can catch the rest of this episode and all episodes of Wareham Whip Around, the official podcast of the Wareham Gatemen, available now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
We return to Lowell Park for the top of the 6th inning. Gatemen find themselves down by 3. It's a 4-1 Kettleers advantage. Both these teams tied atop the West Division with 17-9-1 records. Cotuit winners of 7 of their last 10, riding the hot hand and looking to take over the top spot in the West Division. Gatemen down by 3. They'll send the heart of the order to the plate. Murph Gray, Reese Chapman, and Eli Putnam. Ethan Eibe with you, joined now by our team analyst, Jesse Simmons. Jesse, great to have you as always.
As always, it's good to be here on a nice Friday afternoon at Lowell Park. It is my favorite park of the Cape Cod Baseball League, so it's always a good playing surface, fantastic crowd. Cotuit always brings a very large crowd, as it is easily pushing the 1,500s here on a good Friday evening.
Absolutely. One of the most beautiful spectacles in the Cape Cod Baseball League. As Taylor C. back on the hill, deals to Murph Gray, who slices one out to left center field. That's down for a leadoff base hit. Gray turning the corner at first, on his way to second. The throw there cut off, and Gray in there standing with a leadoff double.
3rd hit on the day in his 35th of the season. 2nd place to Avicula, who just got put out last inning by Zane Coppersmith in a very high-pressure situation there. Way to Gray to jump off those bats. Has followed up in his last at-bat with a homer, breaking the 8 batters retired in a row streak for the Gatemen, waking him up here, and not saying he's going to put it on his shoulders, but he just might.
Murph Gray, with his 3rd hit of the ball game, is going to prompt a mound visit here and a pitching change for the Cotuit Kettleers. I believe Taylor C's day is going to come to an end. Right-hander making his way out of the Kettleers bullpen. So we'll step aside here for the moment. A Cotuit 4-1 advantage, but the Gatemen threatening here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner on second, nobody out. Reese Chapman due up when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Jesse Simmons.
And I'm Bobby Bozer.
And this is Catching Up with the Gatemen. All right, so Bobby, once again, thank you for taking the time. You played a really good season here at the Gatemen, and not often chance that people get to play twice in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You've done it twice and with the same team with Wareham. What does that mean to you, and how's your experience been, being out here in the draft just a couple days away?
Yeah, thank you, by the way. I'm excited to be out here for the second time. Thanks to Coach Smythe for having me out here for a second time. He's the best, GOAT. It means a lot for me to be out here, honestly. It's the most pure form of baseball, and I love the simplicity of it. Being out here, you learn a lot, and I'm very grateful to have that experience going back to the MLB, going to back to school. Who knows what's in store in the next few days, but I'm excited, looking forward to it, and I'm just enjoying life out here on the Cape.
Yeah, keeping that, you kept it simple. 350 batting average. You've really tore it up. You are playing good baseball right now in its purest form, maybe for you. What's the biggest takeaway you've taken from Smythe, Coach Mobbs, all these guys out here in the Cape, is that this team specifically that will carry you into this draft and wherever the future takes you?
Yeah, I always hit on this, and it's the mental side of the game. They're very good at keeping everybody even keeled. Keeping my head level throughout this summer, throughout last summer, is probably the biggest learning curve, especially in amateur baseball. Taking that next step to the professional baseball is the mental game, in my opinion, because everybody's physically good out here, but you get with the right people, they change your mentality a little bit and simplify the game of baseball for you. And if you can do that and bring out the best of your abilities and have fun doing it, that's kind of been the goal for me, and it's worked out pretty well so far.
Back to action here in the top of the 6th inning. Gatemen have a runner on and a new pitcher on the mound now for the Cotuit Kettleers. It is Michael Ebner out of the University of Southern California, one of the better arms that Cotuit has at their disposal this season. Ebner pitching to a 2.57 ERA, 4 earned runs allowed over 14 innings. So Mike Roberts calls upon him here to extinguish the fire that has begun. Taylor C., a terrific outing all things told, but Murph Gray was his trouble spot. He allowed 3 hits to him today, and Gray standing on second base after his leadoff double knocked C out of Texas State out of the ballgame. Reese Chapman due up here looking to spark a rally for the Gatemen. It's been rough going all throughout, Jesse.
Yeah, a lot of loud outs. It's not many strikeouts for the Gatemen today. It's a bright side of the hitting, but
first pitch misses down for ball 1.
Right there, all you need to do right there is just keep swinging. Like I said, the outs have been loud. They just need to get him to drop here and, string them all together.
Gateman's only run was back in the top of the 4th. Murph Gray slugging his 5th home run of the season to left field. He takes his lead at second for the right-hander Ebner, who deals to Tennessee's Reese Chapman. And a breaking ball at the knees, a called strike. Chapman 0 for 2. He's riding an 0 for 12 slump at the moment. Looking to break out of that in a big way. 1-1. Down low again, 2-1.
Yeah, not exactly the slump I thought I would see it. If I had to pick a Gateman hitter to have a slump, I wouldn't have exactly picked Reese here. Came from Tennessee, got a 6 days rest before coming up to the Cape. He was seeing the ball well there.
Curveball in there for a called strike. It's 2-2.
And I didn't exactly think, when we went to the past couple of games of him, his outs are loud, but he's right there. It doesn't tell the whole story when you look at that stat sheet, but just got to find something to drop in.
2-2 on the way, and Chapman swings, sends a high drive out to center field. Chasing after it, Davalin in the gap, lines it up, and makes the catch for out number 1. Gray choosing not to tag. He trots back to second base. And there you go, Jesse. Allowed out number 1 right there.
Yeah, it's a common denominator with this Gateman lineup here. I'd love to see the adjustment from the other game we had before daybreak, but this game here, they come off a game with 0 for 11 and runners in scoring position, 13 strikeouts at the plate, and Coach Smythe told me, he said, if that's baseball, it's how it shakes out. You just got to reset and look at this day to day. So, they're putting the ball in play. I'll take that right now.
Eli Putnam at the dish now, batting from the right side against the righty on the hill. Ebner deals, and a chopper foul up the third base line. Runner at second, 1 gone in the top of the 6th. It's a 4-1 Cotuit lead. Gatemen looking to get back in this thing. Tied at the top of the West Division with the Kettleers. The winner will walk away with sole possession of first place here tonight. Putnam 0 for 2, hitless in his last couple of ball games. watches ball one outside. And it's a similar story with Putnam, a guy who's put a charge into a lot of baseballs these last few days with no results to show for it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I also have said that he's the best batting practice taker I've seen on this team. I mean, he makes the bat pop every single swing.
He drives this one out to center field, unfortunately right at Davelin, who makes the catch. Gray retreating again to second base for out number 2. I mean, you speak it into existence, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, every single time I told Eli the other day, I said, man, you might be the most consistent guy I've ever seen take BP. I mean, he loves that tunnel alley there in left center back at Spillane Field, especially during BP. But, you know, it's a lot of these things with these guys, as you look at the stat sheets, not telling the whole story. I wish there was a stat to tell hard hit outs, you know, I mean, to tell you exactly how hard these guys are hitting the ball, even though they're hitting right at somebody. Same thing with a lot of guys in these lineups. But, you know, right there, 2 prime examples of tattooing the baseball and it hits somebody right in the chest.
So here is Sam White, 2 on, runner at second base, and Murph Gray. He's got a big lead. And White chops the first pitch foul, trickles to the Cotuit on deck circle. 2 hard hit outs right to the center fielder Charles Davelin here have spoiled what could be a rally in this 6th inning. Let's see if Sam White can get something going. Reached on an error his last time up. He's 0 for 2 today. The 0-1 out of the hand early as that curveball misses up. Kettleers up 4-1 here in the 6th inning. Gabe looking to get back in it. 1-1 deal. And the curveball drops low. 2-1. Taylor C., a terrific debut for the Kettleers here in the Cape League. Book not quite closed on him yet, with Gray still at second base. The 2-1. Curveball chopped up the first baseline. It stays fair for Tanner Thatch. Picks it up, steps on first base himself for out number 3. The Gatemen go down quietly after the leadoff double from Murph Gray. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kettleers still up 4-1 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Welcome into our next installment of the Wareham Walk-Off, and this time we're joined by a Wareham Gatemen infielder out of Fresno State, Murph Gray. You ready to roll?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Well, how was the Cape treated you as your destination this summer?
Honestly, pretty great. I love it out here. The weather's nice. The people are great, and I'm playing with some of the best of the best, so I love it.
Warm weather, too, I guess, kind of akin to California being from there?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'd say it's more humid here, but I mean, it's more dry heat in California.
Gotcha. All right, well, before you were Mountain West Freshman of the Year, you had a pretty good high school athletic career. I heard you played basketball. Were you a good hooper?
Yeah, I was a decent hooper. I played some center, some power forward. I did all right.
Okay, you were kind of forcing that center role. I mean, you're 6'4", 6'5". I guess you were the tallest kid on the team?
Oh, yeah, for sure the tallest on the team, so I kind of got forced into that.
Okay, well, another thing that you did that you don't do now was pitch in high school. Is it true that you tossed a perfect game?
Yeah, so that was our first game of the season. I tossed a perfect game, and it was honestly just kind of weird and surreal since I wasn't going to be a pitcher at the next level, so it was just...
Okay, and then where did that transition happen where you decided to just become a hitter?
I want to say about my junior year of high school, I was more focused on hitting, just becoming a better hitter, kind of bettering myself, and then I love hitting. It's my passion. So.
Well, you're pretty good at it. You're on a hot streak right now, and you hit 3 home runs in a matter of 48 hours at the beginning of this week, too. So we're glad to have you. My final note on that, to get to know you before we end this session, your birth certificate says Tristan. So where did the name Murph come from?
So the name Murph comes from the movie Like Mike, one of my favorite movies. A little white kid in there named Murph. Super pale, super white, and then when I was born, I was the same way, super pale, so the nickname just kind of stuck ever.
Back here in Cotuit, bottom of the 6th inning on deck, and another new arm for the Wareham Gatemen. Matthew Maloney comes on out of Point Loma Nazarene, Division II school in San Diego. He takes over here in the 6th. The 4-1 lead for the Cotuit Kettleers. Nolan Naraki, Tanner Thatch, Easton Winfield, 9-1 and 2, due up for Cotuit. The Gatemen once again coming up empty in the 6th inning. They wasted a leadoff double from Murph Gray. They've left on 5 batters today. They just haven't gotten the key hit that they've needed, Jesse.
Yeah, like we were talking about last inning, just a lot of loud outs, can't find them to fall, something that, you know, Cotuit has been able to do. They've been stringing together. You know, it starts with a little flare. That's kind of unfortunate situation for Heath, cuts a couple innings ago to get them on the board, but it's one of those things that you just got to keep trusting it, keep swinging, and hope your bullpen can batten down the hatches and really hold the line for them.
So, Naraki stands in, batting from the right side against Maloney, who's looking for a bounce-back outing. 2 1/3 innings this series, allowed 5 earned runs. First pitch, right by him for strike 1, came up empty with the swing. Meraki yet to record an official at-bat today. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks. On 0-1. Darts that one low, 1-1.
Meraki, actually, great play he made last time the Gatemen played here at Lowell Park. Just missed a pop-up to left field over third baseman. He dives, falls, picks it up, and turns and throws a dart to second. It threw Max Williams out. And one of the better plays I've seen this summer.
I remember that. As this one off the end of the bat, foul. It goes right off the facing of the Gatemen first base dugout. Maloney ahead in the count, 1-2. Gatemen have strung together 5 hits today, just the 1 run to show for it. Murph Gray's solo shot in the 4th. Cotuit 4 runs on 8 hits today. Shade now covering the majority of the infield as the sun begins its descent down the left field line. The 1-2, swing and a miss, a ball in the dirt. Gerald steps out to complete the strikeout, throws down to Putnam for out number 1.
It's a good thing that ball didn't roll out to the mound there with Matthew Maloney, also known as Murdy, with those tight pants on the mound, just inching up his leg here. High shoes, got the stockings on, tight pants. I don't know how he gets off the mound so quick, but them things are football pants on that bubble down there, up there on the mound.
Is that by choice? Do you know?
I asked him, and he said, hey, man, that's the way they rock, and that's a West Coast thing. I said, I've noticed that. I said, it's a West Coast thing for sure. He goes, you just got to roll with it.
How about that? As Tanner Thatch steps up, he takes a called strike. Back to the top of the order for the Kettleers, who lead at 4-1 over the Gatemen. 1 gone, bases empty in the last of the 6th. And time called here by the home plate umpire, Jeff Merzell. And he has some words for Matthew Maloney. I think he wanted to give him a new baseball.
Looks like it.
They exchange.
Pants got to stay right. Baseball's got to stay right. Everything. Baseball's the game of superstitions. Like our sideline reporter, Matty Walker, has harped on. You got to feel good, look good, play good, all the above.
We'll hear from Madison at the conclusion of this half inning here. So stick around. The 0-1. Thatch takes a hack and fouls it back. He's 0 for 3 today. 8-game hitting streak for him, in jeopardy as well. But still early in this game, relatively. He's got a couple more at-bats in him. Maloney ahead in the count, 0-2. He deals and throws it by him for strike 3. Second strikeout for Thatch today, and 2 in a row set down by way of the K for Maloney.
26, the right fielder from Texas.
Just the second strikeout now, third strikeout on the day for the Kettleers. And I'm loving the energy from Maloney out of the pen here. Division II guy. He's bounced around a couple times around the country, a West Coast guy. I've gotten to talk to him. He's just happy to be in the Cape League. He really does take it as a blessing, and he is thankful. And he's making the most of his opportunity here and showing that energy on the mound.
Ball went outside to Easton Winfield. And yeah, Maloney has bounced around. Started at Orange Coast College in California, New Mexico State, UNLV. Now announcing his intent to attend Point Loma Nazarene in San Diego, a Division II school. Flip foul down the left field line. It's 1-1.
Yeah, shout out to the Division II teams out there. D2 Lives Matter, as I like to call it. Division II baseball player myself, but there are some good athletes. There's quite a few draft picks came out of Division II this year in the draft, and Maloney is looking to be one of those. This is getting older in age.
He is a redshirt senior. The 1-1. Just off the plate for ball 2. And you had the chance to spend part of your off day with him yesterday, right?
I did. He was one of 5 pitchers on the Gatemen squad that I got to enjoy the links. And shout out to Old Scotland Links, just not far away from Wareham. And it was a fantastic day. And he played golf pretty well.
2-1 delivery. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. 2-2. Who was the best golfer out of the group, and what was the group?
Okay, well, it was 2v2v2, so 3 teams of 2 scramble. Me and Zane Coppersmith out of Stetson. He was by far the best golfer of the day. Tate McGuire and Cole Lehman happen to be roommates right now. They were a little team.
2-2, a swing and a miss.
Strike 3.
How about that? Matthew Maloney striking out the side here in the 6th inning. What was the other team?
The other team was Darren Horn and Matt Maloney, and Maloney actually carried, doesn't even own clubs, and he carried.
How about that? We'll talk more about golf in a second, but for now, for more on the events of today, here's Madison Walker.
Thank you so much, Ethan. Today is not going how I would prefer, but it's definitely the Murph Gray show, and it makes sense. He's one of the top hitters in the Cape for a reason. We saw that home run from him, 104 off the bat, 373 feet. He's consistently good at the plate for us. You know, like whenever he gets up there, that's who you want to see in a tight pinch, when we're down, when we need insurance runs. He's always there. And I think that that's something really good for a team and something that a team kind of looks for to lean on. It kind of keeps people motivated, keeps them knowing that we're still in this game. You know, we've been down for majority of the game, but I think that we can get it back. I've seen us do it before in later innings. So as long as we can get our pitching more consistent and a little bit more aggressive at the plate, I think that we'll be able to get done what we need to get done today, Ethan.
All right, thank you, Madison Walker. And to her point, yeah, Murph Gray has been the most consistent hitter up and down this Gatemen lineup. He was named the midseason Cape League MVP for the West Division, and for good reason. He's got 3 hits today, a triple shy of the cycle. We probably won't see him here unless a rally is sparked here in this 7th inning. It's a 4-1 Cotuit advantage going to the top of the 7th. Bottom of the order due up. Nate Early, Jacob Jarrell, and Colby Turner to face Michael Ebner, the right-handed reliever for Cotuit. So more about golf. You had quite the day yesterday. You mentioned that Maloney, who just struck out the side in the 6th inning, really carried.
Yeah, we had like I said, 2v2 scramble. I had the best player of the day, Zane Coppersmith, who was a quiet guy but had one of his better rounds of his life. We shot +2 through a full round of golf, and that was the winner. And but Maloney actually doesn't even own a pair of clubs. I begged him to come out.
As Nate Early watches ball 1 outside.
I begged him to come out. I said, hey, just join us. He's like, all right, fine, I'll go for the vibes. Comes out, and Darren Horn was talking all this smack about him being a scratch golfer. And next thing you know, that pitch falls over the plate for a 1-1 count to Early. Next thing you know, Maloney, who's borrowing clubs, comes out, and he literally lights it up. I couldn't tell you how many balls he, like Barry Bonds, swings off the tee box, and it was beautiful.
Early, a high drive out to right field here. The ballpark will hold it as Easton Winfield tracking and calling and hauling it in. 3 pitches in and out here in the 7th for Michael Ebner.
Catcher, Clemson, number 3.
Well, it sounds like a very fun off day, well spent.
It absolutely was. It was a good way to just relax and enjoy it, and we all 6 of us collectively played well, and so it's something that we might try to make a tradition of it. But a good way to spend our off day, a very rare off day on a Thursday.
Absolutely. As Jacob Jarrell stands in, bottom of the order hasn't seen much production today, as he fouls one down the right side. Combined 0 for 7 to this point. We'll see if Jarrell and then Colby Turner can turn that tide.
Yeah, in the past for these hitters, in the past 10 games, 15 games, we've seen collective hits and collective performances of 3 to 4 guys that
rope
right
towards third. Backhanded at third base by Naraki. Throw to first is a bit wide. Did Thatch keep his foot on the bag? And it appears he did. Thatch saving an error, and that's out number 2. And now here's Ryan Smythe to go out and discuss this with the first base umpire, Brian DiDomenico. Maybe he thought he saw something different.
Yeah, from here on that throw down the line, took the first baseman down the line and, comes back, toe taps. Not sure if he may have gotten it twice. Doesn't hurt for Coach Smythe to go out there and have a conversation if I'm here down 3 runs in the 7th.
Yep, anything can help, even if it likely won't change things. Colby Turner due up with the bases clear and 2 away, and now they're going to talk about this. Smythe is convening the umpires, so DiDomenico, Jeff Merzell, and Glenn Stewart are going to convene here down the first base line to see if maybe they saw something that differed from the call.
Yeah, if it's enough for Smythe to walk out there and create a collective conversation, there might be something there that the first base umpire was going to, make a default call. But if the coach was going to come out and ask, maybe there's something that they didn't see.
And they upheld the call. DiDomenico signaling out, and so that is how it stands. Turner steps in, looking to spark something out of nothing here in the 7th inning. Cotuit up 4-1, and those outs are dwindling as quickly as the sun sets.
Yeah, once again here, like I was saying, in the past couple of games, we've seen hitters, collectively 3 to 4 guys have multi-hit games with the full team effort. But in the last 3 or 4 games,
Turner a called strike.
In the last 3 or 4 games, we've seen only 1 to 2 hitters, like Nate Early 3 for 3. Right here with Murph, it's only been 1 guy. So that's the thing for baseball. You can't just lean on 1 guy. It's a full team effort.
Ebner deals. Turner socks one out to center field. Trailing to the right side, Charles Davelin brings it in for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 top half of the 7th, and it's time to stand and sing here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. The Kettleers with a 4-1 lead heading to the bottom of the 7th on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Welcome into our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off in 2024. And our first guest, as we get to know you, is Tony Pluta, a right-handed pitcher out of Arizona. You ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Tony. Well, you're from Chicago, so what brought you out west to Arizona?
So my recruiting coordinator at Arizona knew my high school coach really well and knows that whole area very well. So just kind of how I got connected with them.
Gotcha. So they reached out to you in high school. You told me you topped out at 95 in high school, so pretty easy to get noticed?
Yeah, that definitely helps. But, you know, going to all the tournaments and all that kind of thing helps.
Okay, well, on top of that, you've developed some accolades in your short career in college baseball so far. You were in the Northwoods last year, and then college ball treated you well in 2024. Your spring was pretty fun. How about that Pac-12 championship? What was that like?
It was amazing, especially being the last Pac-12 championship. It was an awesome feeling to win the last Pac-12 game ever.
Yeah, and then Brendan Summerhill, your Gateman teammate, hit the walk-off. So is it cool to share that moment with your Summer teammate as well?
Oh yeah, it's great. Every moment with Summer is something special, so it's great to have a teammate like that.
Speaking of Summer, you've been to a lot of different baseball destinations. This is kind of your first one for an extended period of time out east. Where does Wareham rank all time?
It's pretty great. I mean, the Northwoods was definitely its own thing, but I love Wareham. It's a great spot to be.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. We made it to home plate, so my final question for you, what's the goal this summer?
Just pitch well, throw strikes, and get guys out.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Kyle.
That's our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off. We'll catch you guys next week.
Back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Ethan and I with you alongside our team analyst, Jesse Simmons. A 4-1 Kettleers lead heading to the bottom half of the 7th. Matthew Maloney's out there for some more fun. He struck out the side in the 6th inning, and he'll look to keep this ball game a 3-run deficit for the Gatemen. Against the heart of the Ketts order, Brandon Compton, Devin Taylor, and Matt Klein due up here in the 7th.
These Kettleers have just 5 strikeouts on the evening, and 3 of them at the hand of Matthew Maloney. So I'm loving this best outing we've seen from him thus far in this consistency. I think it's the energy he's carrying right now, Ethan.
Absolutely. Let's see if he can string together another solid frame here against Brandon Compton. First pitch breaking ball just up high. Compton 1 for 3. Kettleers scored twice in the 2nd and the 4th innings. The only Gateman run today, a Murph Gray solo shot, that was back in the 4th. 5 hits for Wareham, 8 for Cotuit. And a tapper to the right side, foul up the line. 1-1 to Compton. Both these teams tied atop the Cape League West Division, identical records, 17-9-1. The winner of tonight's affair will stand alone at the top.
I tell you what, doesn't that speak volumes on how powered this West Division is this summer? You know, in the East, it kind of tops off a little bit after YD, but, you know, throughout the West, it's been pretty neck and neck in the first 2 or 3 teams there.
Absolutely, as this one's outside 2-1 to Compton. I was mentioning this to Kyle Marchak earlier. The Gatemen have led the West for a couple of weeks now, but that lead has never been more than a couple of games.
I completely agree. I mean, Cotuit is a very solid ball club, as you can see tonight, and I've always been on the heels of the Gatemen.
The 2-1. Flip foul down the left side. It's even at 2-2. Ketts have just gotten hot, while the Gatemen, as of late, faltering, losing 4 straight home games, and have sunk their record just a little bit and allowed Cotuit to climb back. Meanwhile, the Gatemen have won 4 on the road, so looking for in a row on the road, I should say. So they're looking to keep that pace up as the 2-2 deals, and a swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Gerald applies the tag on Compton for out number 1. And how about 4 strikeouts in this frame for Matthew Maloney?
Hey, somebody put a golf club in that kid's hands more often, because the next day is magic. Dirty Murdy is what I've been calling him. And the kid's looking gross up there on the mound, working that breaking ball off a fastball, changing the eye levels, down and into lefties. I mean, he looks like, not to say a brand new pitcher, but he looks pretty darn good right now.
Dirty Murdy, you said?
Dirty Murdy.
How about that? As Devin Taylor steps in, the first pitch, right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Taylor's 0 for 3, the cleanup man for the Ketts. Cotuit up 4-1 here. Bases clear, 1 out in the last of the 7th. Maloney looking good, winds and deals, and misses down.
Even vaulting off the mound right there with that leg kick and that quick pop and scissor he has off the mound, you know, even the balls that are missing off the plate right now are close, and that's exactly what you want from a guy out of the pen, to just even make your misses close, so where he can go either way at any time.
The delivery at the knees, he gets the call. Devin Taylor doesn't like it. He sinks down, looks at the home plate umpire and steps
exactly
out
what
of the
I'm
box.
saying right there. Exactly what I'm saying. Make your misses look close. Help your catcher out to steal strikes for you if he has to, and work quick.
And Jacob Jarrell, by far the best pitch framer among the Gatemen catching core, as this one fouled away 2-2. Old habits, Jesse.
Yeah, for those of you out there, me and Ethan both hail from the University of Florida. So sometimes before this summer, leading up to it, I was able to join him on the Orange and Blue Sports Network back in Gainesville. Shout out to Jeff Thompson and that crew down there that holds it down for us and gives us the opportunity. But we're rooting for the Wareham Gatemen here in the 7th.
Yes, we are. The 1-2. Taylor drives this one out to deep right field, chasing it Colby Turner, and he runs it down. Over the shoulder grab, running to his left, just shy of the wall for out number 2.
Catcher number 18,
Gators, Gatemen,
Matt Klein.
pretty similar, if I may say so.
Absolutely.
First time I've done that this year, which is
That's
quite
okay.
shocking
That's
to me.
okay. Hey, I have a little mojo. I had that effect on people, make them stutter a little bit. But nah, I'm kidding.
2 gone and the bases clear here in the 7th for Matt Klein. Kettleers up 4-1. Matthew Maloney looking for his second straight scoreless frame out of the pen as he misses down in the dirt for ball 1. Klein's got a 2-hit day. Sun slipping behind the trees that sit behind the grandstands on the third base side. The entire infield now covered in shade. Right field and the second base, first base area, the only part of this field still illuminated by the sun. Maloney's 1-0. Grounded towards second. A couple of hops for Johan Desero. 2 steps to his right. Corrals it. Easy throw to first in time for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Matthew Maloney. 6 up, 6 down for the right-hander out of Point Loma, Nazarene. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning here at Lowell Park. Wareham looking to get back at it here. Down 4-1 to the Kettleers. Here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
I couldn't get out, so they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence. They had to pull the fence.
And an incredible guest for us today on the pod, in the words of the great Jason Stark, writer, broadcaster, and distinguished former major leaguer, Doug Glanville. Doug, it is terrific to have you on today.
So, any favorite ballparks that you visited while you were in the Cape?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to love Spillane Field with like the all dirt infield or whatever you had going there, the darkened dirt. Let me see. Well, I didn't like Bourne because one time I slid for a ball. I was doing that cool move where the ball's up against the fence and you slide around it and then pop up and throw. And then I slid and went through the fence. So my leg got caught in the fence and I couldn't do anything. I had to roll the ball to the right fielder and I couldn't get out. So they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence and to pull the fence.
Oh my God.
So that wasn't a good memory. So Bourne, the fog always rolled in there.
Find themselves down 4-1 here against the Cotuit Kettleers, heading to the top of the 8th inning from Lowell Park. 2 teams that sit tied for the lead in the West Division. The winner of this ball game walks away, the sole possession holder. Johan Desero steps in, back to the top of the order for the Gatemen. Antonio Jimenez, Murph Gray to follow as Michael Ebner deals. And just outside of ball 1 to Desero. As we get into the later part of this ball game, Jesse Simmons, now is the time for the comeback to start.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 of the 3 batters in the top of the lineup.
Curveball, a called strike to Desero, 1-1.
And Desero and Gray, they account for all 5 of the Gatemen hits today. So if it's going to get going, I think right here is now, and Johan in the leadoff spot has 2 of those 5.
Desero with a couple of hits today. Murph Gray's got the other 3. 5 Gatemen hits today. They've been out hit 8-5 by Cotuit. Count is now 2-1. Couple of base hits for Johan today. The deal. And a curveball in there. 2-2.
Ethan, how do you like Johan Desero in the leadoff spot? You know, we've seen multiple guys move around with White and other players, even Bobby Bozer at times while he was here. Brendan Summerhill, though he's hurt. How do you like him in this leadoff spot?
2-2, a swing and a miss. He's gone for out number 1. Overall, I do like him in that top of the leadoff spot. It's that nice left-handed swing that, he's a table setter type. And they've put Antonio Jimenez in that top spot as well. There really is no way to go wrong with how Ryan Smythe organizes this order. It's not really consistent. Like Jimenez started at the leadoff spot the last couple of ball games. That was some consistency. But day to day, it really is in flux, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the speed of Desiree is what sets him apart.
First pitch to Antonio is down for ball one.
I think the pitch to contact, he's a big contact guy. Jimenez, a little bit different, big swing and a miss guy, might strike out, but big thing for Desiree is he gets on base a lot.
Just down low, 2-0 to Jimenez. And speaking of a guy who gets on base a lot, that is Jimenez in a nutshell. The average isn't pretty. It's just 224, but he's walked the most out of any Gateman this year, 14. Third offering in there, a called strike, a breaking ball on the inner half.
And I've talked to multiple players and just Smythe as well about the ceiling Jimenez has, and they say it's all off the field is what his ceiling is.
He chops one foul here, third base side. Look out, Keegan Maloney. I see him down there. One of our Gateman photographers. Hey, is that Kyler too, or no? That's just Keegan.
Just Keegan. But yeah, no, Jimenez, he says the way he carries himself as coming out of Miami as a true freshman, only had 8 at-bats, batted .375, didn't get a big enough sample size to get accustomed to a college lineup.
As he flies this one out towards second base, back behind, and making the catch at Vincula, a step into shallow right center field. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th for Michael Ebner, who has retired 8 straight since entering this game in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, it's from Cotuit, it's all consistency. They've seen it in strands as, look at this, it feels like we have just seen Murph Gray hit just an inning ago, and here he is right back up to the plate. And what happened last time? 8 retired in a row. Who stepped up and came up with it? Murph Gray. Who's back up at the plate here with 8 in a row? Murph Gray. Let's see some consistency here, and he's been picking up this lineup.
3 for 3, Murph Gray. First offering to him. And a called strike up in the zone. Base is empty, 2 away in the top of the 8th. Wareham down 4-1. Cotuit, just 4 outs to work with. Gray a triple shy of the cycle. Homered in the 4th. That's the only Gateman run today. As a breaking ball in there at the knees, 0-2. A couple of tough pitches to take right there.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to that KISS mentality. And I think you know what the KISS means for Mr. Murph Gray.
Keep it simple, stupid. That is the KISS acronym. And Murph Gray applies it to his philosophy every day. The 0-2, breaking ball chopped foul up the third base line. We'll do it again. Anything to get something going for the Gatemen here.
Absolutely. And, sometimes down 3 runs, you don't want to overthink it. Sometimes if you get a couple runners on, you see guys swing out of their shoes and try to hit a homer. But really it does come down to keep it simple, 1 pitch at a time, win the next pitch.
0-2 again. Fastball elevated. Gray battling up there. His home run in the 4th inning traveled 373 feet to left. 1-2 deal. Fastball again misses up high. It evens the count at 2-2.
Something about July 4th, but I tell you what, since early July, Murph Gray has been batting near 400, and I don't know what it's been. I think it's more of just an approach and mentality, but he really has found his swing here.
Ebner comes home. And a breaking ball again, chopped foul. Hey, there's Mike Mobbs, the third base coach. Fields it on a couple of bounces.
Former Pro Bowl guy, player himself there. Mike Mobbs casually with the one-hander. Ready to pop and throw, just like the old days. Staying hot and staying alive down there at third base.
Mike Mobbs and his influence has spread across this Gateman order all throughout the season. The 2-2, way up high, helmet high to Murph Gray. Somehow Matt Klein came down with it, and now a full count. Nice at bat here, working 0-2 to full. Bases empty, 2 gone in the 8th inning. Cotuit up by 3. Michael Ebner in relief, looking to go 9 up, 9 down. The payoff. Popped up, foul ground, third base side. Luke Hansen over towards the wall, has a beat on it, and he makes the catch in the photographer's area. How about that play by the new third baseman for Cotuit? Hansen replacing Nolan Naraki, and a lovely play there for out number 3. And Ebner with a spotless performance through 3 innings of relief. The Gatemen come up empty here yet again in the top of the 8th. Cotuit will look for some insurance heading to the bottom of the inning. A 4-1 Kettleers lead on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Let's wind the clock back to those times. You were a pitcher at Wright State. Now tell me how you got the opportunity to go to Wareham and what that time was like for you.
Well, I had gone out for the Pan American team in '91 just to kind of get my face and name out there nationally. And I made the first couple of rounds of cuts. So all of a sudden, people started to take notice. When I was fighting, I wasn't going to make the team. I was a freshman coming out of Wright State, opened some eyes, but wasn't ultimately going to make the team. So when I get cut, I get a call from Alaska. The two top leagues, the number one was Cape Cod, and then the Alaskan League was a really good league too. But those were the two big ones. I got a call from Alaska. I got a couple calls from the Cape. I got a call from Wareham, and they said, we have a kid that's going back home, and would you be interested? I mean, they didn't even have to finish their sentence, and I was like, I'm packing. I'll be there as soon as I can get my 85 Ford Tempo on the road and up there. So,
did you enjoy that clip? Well, you can catch the rest of this episode and all episodes of Wareham Whip Around, the official podcast of the Wareham Gatemen, available now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Customer service.
Back here at Lowell Park, we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and the Kettleers looking for some insurance. They're up 4-1 here against the Wareham Gatemen as they look to take sole possession of first place in the Cape League West Division. Both teams with equal 17-9-1 records. Bottom of the 8th, a new arm on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen. It is Bryce Gluckman out of Stetson, making his second appearance of the season. Pitched a third of an inning a couple of days ago against YD, walked one, so he'll look to go a full inning here as he tries to get this game to the 9th. Ethan, I'm with you as we welcome back our typical broadcast associate. It is Kyle Marchak. Welcome back, my friend.
Well, thank you for having me.
What were you up to in your few innings? We already found a dog, so did you find another dog, or what were you up to?
I saw an Australian Shepherd earlier. The trainer for the Cotuit Kettleers also has a corgi that just walks around with her. It's adorable.
That's amazing. I think it's called Ripley, right?
Yes.
Didn't we establish
Ripley,
that?
Yes.
Stepping up is Charles Davelin, 6'7", for the Kettleers. Gluckman, the right-hander, comes home, and it's just inside for ball one. We had our Doggo of the Day segment earlier. It was on camera, the first time we've ever done that, and it'll be available on the Gateman YouTube channel and social medias in the coming hours, if it isn't already out, as this one a called strike at the knees, and I don't think Davelin agreed with that. He looked shocked as he turned to Jeff Merzell after that call.
Yeah, Merzell's been pretty consistent north and south. That's definitely the lower one we've seen called.
Gluckman twirls it home. And a breaking ball out, 2-1 to Davelin. He was 1 for 2 today. Kettleers' 4-1 lead has stood the test of time since the 4th inning. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th for Cotuit. Just a couple of key hits today. That's what they've gotten. And some lockdown pitching as well have kept the Gatemen bats at bay. Outside, 3-1. With the exception of Murph Gray and Johan Desero, this lineup has been completely blank today, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not their day. 5 hits and none in a timely manner.
Desero with 2 hits, Gray with 3. The 3-1 deal is down low, ball 4. A leadoff walk. Gluckman allows Davelin to reach.
I mean, it's just a matter of being clutch. I mean, Cotuit's gotten guys on and moved them over. They're 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position, but that literally is all they've needed.
That's all they have.
We're 0 for 6.
Jaron Advincula had the key 2-run base hit in the 2nd inning, got the scoring started for the Kets. Murph Gray's homer made it a 1-run game, gave us some signs of life, but then in the bottom of that 4th inning, Easton Winfield came up with a 2-run knock. That's where we stand here as Timo Becerra steps in. Infield at double play depth. First offering shows bunt, drops it right in front of home plate. Gluckman says he got it. Throw to first is wild. It sails down the right field line. Over to third base, Davelin. He gets the wave around from Mike Roberts as the throw is cut off on the infield. It goes to third. The run scores on the throwing error from Gluckman. Up to second base goes Becerra. A bunt play, and everything goes into chaos for the Gatemen. 5-1 Cotuit.
Yeah, I mean, that play is pretty indicative to what we've seen recently. Just an unwillingness to slow down on defense, and once again, an error. Their first one of the game, as a matter of fact. Second one, pardon.
Number 7, Jaron Advincula. Second baseman, Cal Berkeley.
Unreal. Gluckman, an unfortunate start to this 8th inning as he now has to deal with the best average hitter in the Cape League in Jaron Advincula, who has got a couple of hits today. He's 2 for 3. The first pitch, he shows bunt, and it's down for ball 1. That's the same thing we saw last time the Gatemen were here on June 29th. The bunt plays and unable to convert the outs.
And that play specifically, that's got to be Gerald's ball.
It's closer to the home plate area than it was to the pitcher's mound, but Gluckman, eager to get to it, took it himself. Advincula drops the bunt down the third baseline. It'll trickle foul. Not a bad bunt there, just a bit too much sauce on it.
Now, this infield the same as Spillane, where the infield chalk from pretty much home plate to the bags is actually just the lining of the grass and the dirt.
That's right, no chalk necessary down the lines. When the grass meets the dirt, that's where the chalk would be. It's 1-1 to Advincula. Becerra at second, a 5-1 Cotuit lead here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. This one sails up off the glove of Gerald. It trickles behind him, and that'll allow Becerra to scramble up to third base. See how they rule that one. Popped out of Gerald's glove, but it was a bit wild. Now a runner at third with nobody out, and the infield is drawn in now for the Gatemen. This is prime Advincula territory. Wild pitch given to Gluckman on that last one. The 2-1 is slapped foul down the left side. Advincula essentially a singles hitter. His 36 hits this year, only 3 of them have been for extra bases, 3 doubles. And that has been his calling card, as the Kets look to extend their advantage. 2-2 coming. Again, under it and foul behind home plate. Advincula, a couple of RBI today. Base hit in the second inning got the scoring started for Cotuit, who now lead at 5-1. Becerra, a couple of steps off of third. Everybody a step on the grass. And the 2-2 sails up and out of the zone. A full count now. I do have first and second base open, but Nolan Naraki, or would be Naraki, it would be Luke Hansen due up next. Hansen took over defensively for Naraki at third base. Gluckman locked in with a sign from Gerald, and the payoff. Driven in the air, down the left field line, hooking foul, Sam White over, and it drops in fair. That's going to bring home Becerra from third. A classic Jared Advincula at bat. His third hit of the ball game and a 6-1 Kettleers lead. That ball just hugged the left field line the entire flight, and it drops in just fair.
I mean, what else do you have to say about the kid? It's pure contact. He just popped the ball up down the left field line, and it might have landed directly on the chalk. Go figure.
Not the start that the Gatemen envisioned, nor did Bryce Gluckman, who now deals to Luke Hansen. First at bat today, he stands in the right-handed box as he watches a called strike 0-1. Third RBI of the game for Advincula, who only had 8 entering play. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now a 6-1 Kettleers lead. And a called strike. It's 0-2. Putnam holding on the runner at first. 0-2 from Gluckman. A tapper towards third. Slow roller. Gray picks it up. Throws to second for 1. Desiro's turn. Not in time. Hansen beats the play. Reaches on the fielder's choice, but the Gatemen do cut down Advincula at second. 1 away.
Well, it's another runner in scoring position as they flip it to the top of the order.
For the Kettleers, number 30,
just a team that has a willingness to put the ball in play, and more importantly, on the ground.
Right back to the top for the best power hitter in the Cotuit order, Tanner Thatch. 8 homers, 20 driven in this year. He's 0 for 4 today, though. 6-1 Cotuit, 1 gone in the last of the 8th. And the first pitch hits him, I believe, on the lower leg. Caught the front leg of Thatch, and he'll head down. Hit by a pitch. Places runners on first and second as Hansen moves up to second base.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible pitch. He just pulled a fastball glove side, and Thatch crowding the plate. It just barely hit his left kneecap. I'm surprised he didn't collapse to the ground. That doesn't look very fun.
And with that, on a personal level for Thatch, his 8-game hitting streak likely will be snapped today. First pitch here, a called strike to Easton Winfield. First and second, 1 away. This has not been the ideal start for Bryce Gluckman out of Stetson in his second appearance for the Gatemen. He could get out of this with 1 crucial ground ball. Right-hander dealing to the lefty at the plate. The 0-1 misses down. Winfield doubled in the first, had a crucial knock in the 4th inning that brought home the 2 runs. Scored Advincula and Naraki. Benefited on a Sam White error as well on that hit. He's got 2 on here. The 1-1 sails up and out of the zone. It ends up in the opposite batter's box. So both of the Stetson arms appearing in this ball game. Zane Coppersmith had the 4th and the 5th, allowed a couple of runs, and now Gluckman here in the 8th. On 2-1. Sky-high pop-up. Foul ground, third base side. Gerald and Gray over right to the edge of the dugout. It sails into the grandstand. One hops off of the walkway and halfway up. Bunch of little kids out there. I don't see any of them with gloves, though.
Yeah, they should probably bring gloves, because the way the grandstands are set up, I mean, you're getting a ton of foul balls.
Yeah.
Those things are not soft.
The grandstands here at Lowell Park, I think, are the biggest out of any Cape League park we've been to. We've been to all of them. Count 2-2 to Winfield. Gluckman looks at second and deals, and a swing and a miss. Nice change up there. Drifted to the outside and got Winfield to chase. Out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's a well-timed pitch in terms of sequencing between speed and, changing eye level. Just toss that thing at the bottom of the zone with a changeup. That was well-timed.
Still a tough final out to get as Brandon Compton steps in. He's 1 for 4. Luke Hansen at second. It's Tanner Thatch at first. 6-1 Kettleers lead it. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. First offering, Anthony's a called strike. Gluckman looking to bridge the gap to the 9th. Gatemen have Reese Chapman, Eli Putnam, and Sam White due up. And they hope to be down just 5. Tall task indeed. Compton in the left-handed box awaits the 0-1. And he fouls it back. It's right off the screen, drops to the backstop. Infield now completely covered in the shade as the sun nearly completing its descent down the third base line. Still some sunshine hitting the treetops here beyond the outfield wall at Lowell Park. 0-2 from Gluckman. Outside. Compton singled in the 3rd. 6-game hitting streak for him now. Cotuit, 10 hits today on their 6 runs. They've doubled up the hit total for the Gatemen, who have only 5. And another 3-error performance for the Gatemen today. Gluckman breathes in, breathes out. The 1-2 is flip foul down the left side. Will do it again. These two teams tied atop the Cape League West Division. 17-9-1 records. Cotuit appears destined to reclaim the top spot in the West if they can hold on here with 3 outs to go. 1-2 again. Driven in the air, high and deep to right field. This one will be hauled in, though. Colby Turner there to bring it home. Fly out from Compton brings the 8th inning to a close. Cotuit strands a pair, but they score a pair as well. Jared Advincula, an RBI knock. An error as well mixed in there on Gluckman helped engineer a 6-1 Cotuit advantage. So we'll go to the top of the ninth inning. Gatemen down to their final 3 outs. Chapman, Putnam, White scheduled to bat here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
I'm Jesse Simmons.
I'm Braden Sloan.
And this is Catching Up with the Gatemen. May 21st, Big 12 tournament. You, through 4 innings, were able to shut down West Virginia University, and a team that ended up, winning a regional this year, and a team that was very successful, but you were able to lock them down for your team in a crucial situation. There's a video that floated around that you have seen before already that got a lot of views already on social media. Sam White, who happens to be a Gateman teammate now, hit a ball 98 miles an hour back up the middle, and you were able to the little ninja catch it. It looked like a little flight or flight moment.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, and have you talked to him about that since you've been teammates here?
Yeah, we have. So I was told a day in advance I would be the first one to come out of the bullpen, so I was a little bit ready for it. And it was a big game, so it was exciting, a little nerve-wracking, but ended up luckily being able to do good. And then, first batter of the game was Sam White hitting the line drive right back at me. And he got here and I was like, hey, I think you were the guy that hit the line drive at me. And he was like, I think I was. So yeah, it was funny. It was a good little moment to finally meet him and talk to him, be on the same team for once.
Absolutely. No, I think it's kind of a good way to coexist here in the Cape too.
Yeah.
But we'll go back to that game, so right after the game, I watched the post-game presser. You immediately recognize your faith and how much it means.
To the top of the ninth inning we go at Lowell Park in Cotuit. The Cats find themselves up 6-1 on the Wareham Gatemen, who are down to their final 3 outs. Reese Chapman, Eli Putnam, Sam White scheduled to hit here in the ninth inning as they look for a miracle here. Right-hander Michael Ebner back on the hill, his 4th inning of relief. He misses outside ball 1 to Chapman. 9 up, 9 down for Ebner. He has just been terrific out of the pen today.
And I think statistically he's in line for a save here, even though we're down by more than 3.
He absolutely is. The 1-0. Hits the plate on the curveball. 2 balls, no strikes. Got to pitch 3 innings to get a save, no matter the score. He's already done that. If he finishes this game, it will be a well-earned save for Ebner. 2-0. Chapman watching a close one outside. It's now a 3-0 count. Ebner doesn't have a save this year. Would be his first if he's able to lock it down here. 40th pitch of his outing. Just outside a 4-pitch walk and the first base runner allowed by Ebner today.
All right. I'll take that start, see if they can build off of it. Middle of the order here, too. I mean, Putnam, White, early. These are all guys who can hit the ball.
Aside from the top third of the order for Wareham, that's been it for the offense. 5 hits today, 2 for Desero, 3 for Gray. The rest of the lineup hasn't been able to put anything together. As a pickoff play to first, Chapman back in. But that's not to say that they haven't put some hard balls in play. Putnam and Chapman have both flied out hard to center field. See if Putnam can get something going. See, watches ball 1 inside.
Yeah, Putnam's in one of those small stretches where he's hitting the heck out of the ball, but it just hasn't found grass.
Slots 4 through 9 in the order, a combined 0 for 18. Story of the game. As the 1-0 misses down, it's ball 2. Only run today for the Gatemen came back in the top of the 4th. Murph Gray, a solo shot, his 5th of the season, and now a mid-at-bat mound visit from Mike Roberts.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Roberts doesn't care about counts. He just steps out there and chats. We've seen this every game. I mean, he is an expert in terms of what you can do to produce runs. Base running wise, too. He is as tenured a coach that it gets here in the Cape.
Roberts not making a move, though. And I don't see anybody warming up in the Kettleers bullpen. Beyond, I do actually. A right-hander is warming up. Beyond the left field wall, that's where their bullpen resides. It's more of just a check-in visit. When you have a 5-run lead, you can afford to do that. Roberts in his 20th season managing the Kettleers.
Yeah, so what do you want to grab for dinner after this? Stuff like that. Who knows what pleasantries are being exchanged. I mean, I know Roberts, obviously a guy who definitely knows what he's talking about, so.
And he certainly does run a tight ship around here in Cotuit. And now an argument has begun between Roberts and the home plate umpire, Jeff Merzell. And I'm not sure what this could be about. That seemed to just spark out of nowhere. As Roberts was returning to the dugout, they just got into it.
I have no idea what that's about. I didn't even know that they exchanged any words, and all of a sudden they were yelling at each other.
Saw Roberts just make a sharp turn towards home plate with some vitriol to Merzel. Merzel had some fire right back. And now, looks like he's handing off the lineup cards. I think they threw out Mike Roberts because he is exiting stage left.
Wow, I didn't even see him get ejected.
I didn't see a hook either. Mike Roberts is out of here, and he gets a round of applause from the Cotuit faithful. With his team up 5 runs in the 9th inning. Maybe he said one word and that was it. Runner at first, nobody out. 2-0 pitch to Eli Putnam. Back to action as this one's outside, ball 3.
What just happened?
I have no idea. But Merzel, I suppose, with a relatively quick hook. Roberts didn't have much of an argument. The 3-0, a called strike right down Broadway. Well, Mike Roberts will have to watch the final 3 outs of this ball game from the stands, I suppose. A ground ball towards third, scooped up on the forehand by Hansen, throw to second for 1, and the turn in time. That final out might arrive sooner rather than later. So the Gatemen now down to their final out, a 5-4-3 double play from Eli Putnam. Chapman crossed off at second, and Sam White represents the final hope.
Yeah, I mean, that's been indicative of this Gateman offense recently. They just haven't been able to bring guys over.
Now with the bases empty and 2 gone, White will climb into the left-handed box. Michael Ebner, after allowing his first base runner, immediately gets the double play ball. And he's an out away from a 4-inning save. That can't be too common. If the inning extends, it's Nate Early on deck. A 6-1 Cotuit lead. First offering, White watches a called strike up in the zone. The Kettleers appear poised to take over the top spot in the Cape League West Division, tied with the Gatemen for first in the West. Fouled back, it's 0-2. I think that might have hit a car, that foul ball.
Sounded like it.
Heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd, and hopefully Sam White doesn't get the bill. Gatemen down to their final strike. White digs back in. Michael Ebner, the right-hander, ready to roll. He deals. And it misses down. 1-2. 2 pitchers today for Cotuit. That's all they've needed. Taylor C. in line for the win. Ebner looking for the save. The 1-2 is fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again.
Yeah, just an inauspicious game offensively. I mean, they've all put together good at-bats today, but just haven't found grass.
White down to his final strike. Climbs back into the left-handed box. Klein with a sign, and Ebner deals. Breaking ball up and outside. It's 2-2.
Right, yeah, right.
Kettleers have won 7 of their last 10. They have steadily climbed their way back to the top of the West. And now they are back on top of the West. The 2-2, a called strike 3. White down looking to finish the ball game. 6-1, Cotuit wins it. They take down the Gatemen for the 3rd time this season. They have won 3 of the 4 ball games that they have played. Ebner, a 4-inning save, faces the minimum. What a ball game here today from Cotuit. Kettleers get it done. 2 runs in the 2nd, 4th, and 8th innings. They put up 10 hits, and they take over the top spot in the Cape League West Division. And it's safe to say, Kyle Marchak, they have earned it.
Yeah, Cotuit has come storming back. They've been on the Gatemen's heels all summer long, and now they find themselves at the top, deservedly so. This is a team that's statistically incredibly similar. I mean, a spitting image to that of the Wareham Gatemen. So the fact that they have now tossed themselves in first place, I mean, this could be a spot that definitely jockeys back and forth between these two teams for the rest of the summer.
The Gatemen bats today As quiet as they were 2 days ago at home against YD, just 5 hits split between 2 batters. Yohan Destro, the leadoff man, had a couple of hits. Murph Gray had himself another great day, 3 hits, a home run. That was the only offense to speak of for the Gatemen. His home run arrived back in the 4th inning, his 5th of the season, ties him atop the Gatemen lead. It was a triple shy at the cycle today as well, but aside from that, the rest of the order just completely blanked by Cotuit pitching today.
Yeah, and a lot of them put together good at-bats, but none of them were able to find grass. I mean, luck is definitely a part of it, but you can't get me wrong here. There were definitely, a lot of guys today that just weren't seeing the ball. But it doesn't help the fact that you had Eli Putnam, Sam White, Nate Early. They all got a hold of balls today. I mean, Nate Early had a guy to tie the ball game on base in scoring position in the 4th, and he scorched the ball right at first base. That is very, very telling as to what type of game offensively it's been today for Wareham.
Yeah, and a similar victimhood for Reese Chapman and Eli Putnam. Just remember that 6th inning. Murph Gray started it off with a double. That knocked Taylor C., the starting pitcher for Cotuit, out of the ball game. A couple of line drives right to the center fielder from Chapman and Putnam immediately followed that. At the time, it was a 4-1 game, and fortunately, that's where the momentum came to a screeching halt. Gatemen only 5 hits today for the Kettleers. They put up 10. So that'll wrap things up today for the Wareham Gatemen from Cotuit. A 6-1 final score. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Kettleers. 1 error for them. The Gatemen 1 run on 5 hits. They put up 3 errors today as well. Perhaps one bright spot for the Gatemen was Matthew Maloney out of the bullpen after Heath Andrews' start came to an end. Maloney pitched the 6th and the 7th, and he retired all 6 batters he faced on 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts. That first inning was 3 in a row. That's the best form of Matthew Maloney we've seen all year, and it's not even close.
The win goes to Taylor C. out of Texas State, and the loss to Heath Andrews out of NC State. It's the first save for Michael Ebner this year. How about that? A 4-inning save here at Lowell Park today. Final score, one final time, Cotuit 6, Wareham 1. Time of the ball game here from Cotuit was well, they don't have that written down. Sucks to suck. Gatemen will be back at it coming up tomorrow against the Bourne Braves. A 6 o'clock start time from Spillane Field. 6-1 our final, and Cotuit now atop the Cape League West 18-9-1. The Gatemen fall to 17-10-1. On behalf of this entire broadcast crew on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV, our sideline reporter, Madison Walker, our team analyst, Jesse Simmons, our producer today, running solo, Allison DeWitt, great job today, and my broadcast partner, Kyle Marchak. I'm Ethan Eibe, saying so long from Cotuit. We'll talk to you tomorrow back home against Bourne. 6 o'clock first pitch here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.